everyone, it's Lauren and welcome back to Lauren Aspen AG. In this video, I'm going to be doing another reacting to your unpopular opinions video. I think this is the third one I've done, so I think I'm probably going to do a fourth one eventually. So if you have any unpopular opinions, comment those down below and I will try to do a YouTube comment based one, but this is all going to be off Instagram. Let's get started. So the first one says, the new dolls look better than the old. And I'm not sure if I agree with this. I'm pretty sure it's most notable with the classic mold and how the classic mold has kind of changed a lot, especially in the Truly Me line. And I don't think I agree with this. I definitely prefer the old ones more. But I don't know if I hate how the molds look now. But I definitely prefer the old ones. This next one says, I like the Bitty Babies. I think they are cute and I don't think they're creepy. I don't think the Bitty Babies are creepy either. I still have a Bitty Baby who I very creatively named Bitty. Next one says, I've always kind of hated Leah. She's not very pretty and her story is not that good. I have to disagree with this. I do love Leah. As for her story, I'm trying to remember what her story was. I know she goes to Brazil and she's into photography. Did the movie discuss endangered animals maybe and poaching? So that's good, but I'm struggling to remember what even happened in her books. So yeah. So I somewhat agree with you. This next one says, Isabelle is really pretty and has a good story and collection. Plus, ballet is different than, I'm assuming this means the kind of dance that Maricel does. Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. I do not hate Isabelle. I understand why people don't like her, but I do not hate her at all. I do think she's pretty. I know she's a basic doll, but I mean, she's really pretty. I don't know what else to say. And as for her story, I do think she has a pretty solid story dealing with, I think it's stage fright or anxiety of some sort. I'm not entirely sure. I definitely need to refresh myself on so many of these stories, but no, I mean, I agree with this. This next one says, I hate the Sonali mold. No, I don't agree with this at all, but of course you could have your own opinion. Mary Ellen is way better than Courtney. I agree with this as well. I think Mary Ellen is so much better than Courtney. I said this in the video on the dolls that I'm never going to buy, and even though I included both of those dolls on there, I also mentioned that, yeah, Mary Ellen is so much better, although Courtney's collection is pretty great. It's just, if we're comparing the dolls, 2011 through 2013 was the best years for AG. I kind of have to agree with this. As much as I do love the Pleasant Company era and the early 2000s and looking at the different outfits from then, 2011 to 2013 was definitely when I was at the beginning of my collecting, and looking at outfits from that time period just gives me so much nostalgia, and they were super cute. I don't know if I would say overall they were the best years, but I do think they were great years just because that's kind of when I started. This one says that AG Overseas Fan is actually a very good AG tuber and I'm happy to have her still here. I agree with this. I haven't watched her videos in a while, but I definitely grew up watching her, and even though I don't watch her a ton anymore, I don't think she's a bad AG tuber or anything. So yeah, no, I'm definitely still glad to have her around, and she also has 1 million subscribers. That's really cool for someone in the AGTube community to have that. So yeah, no, I agree with this. This next one says that AG has shown in the Create Your Own line that they have the ability to make diverse and unique dolls, but they're still releasing basic white dolls and no dolls of color. Like, what the heck, AG, get your crap together. Yeah, no, I totally agree with this. I think it's really sad that if you want a diverse doll, you have to spend $200 on that doll versus just spending the oh my gosh, how much are dolls? Yeah, versus spending the $100, you're forced to spend $200, and they should already have a very wide selection of diverse dolls, so you don't have to spend that much money, but they don't, and it sucks. Okay, Joss is the best girl of the year with Blair and Leah after her. Also, Blair isn't boring and she's a unique doll. I don't exactly agree with this. I don't think Joss is the best girl of the year. I do like Joss. Don't get me wrong, I do love Joss, but I don't think she's the best girl of the year. Blair, I don't think is a great girl of the year. I don't know if I would call Blair boring per se, but I don't exactly love her either. I do like Leah appearance wise, but like I said before, I'm struggling to remember her actual story and how that would make me feel about her as a girl of the year, but yeah, I don't exactly agree with this, but I do think the dolls that you mentioned are good. They're just not the best. I don't really like Luciana. I appreciate that she's a doll of color and into STEM, but I don't like her looks. I personally disagree with this. I wasn't exactly the biggest fan of Luciana when she came out. Of course, I did love that she's a doll of color and she's also into STEM, which is great. We need more dolls like Luciana. So I would say maybe I agreed with you more when she came out, but now I have totally changed my mind. I love Luciana. I should have bought her. I know she's still available, but I don't see myself buying a really old doll now instead of getting a newer release. But yeah, I had a dream though. Tangent for a second. I had a dream where I won a Luciana, and I literally thought this dream was real, and I woke up and I was devastated. Anyways, Truly Me 80 is one of the best Truly Me dolls. While I don't have Truly Me 80, I do really like her, and I think there are some dolls I do prefer over her in the Truly Me line, but I do agree with this. The boy dolls are weird. I wish they smiled. Same. They are definitely strange. I don't like the fact that they don't smile, and I definitely prefer customs to the ones that American Girls released. This is, hello, it's like a really close up. This is the Truly Me boy doll that I have, and I do like him, obviously, or I wouldn't have bought him. I mean, I do like the ones that they released, except for the blonde one and Logan. Those are the two that I'm just not a big fan of for whatever reason. But I do like all the others, but I do wish they smiled, and I do think a lot of people's customs are so much better than the ones that they released. I love Lindsay, and I know most people don't. I do really like Lindsay. Maybe she doesn't have the best story, but I do really like Lindsay appearance-wise. I think her blue eyes with the short brown hair is really cute, and the fact that she does have short hair is really nice because not a lot of dolls have short hair. The Be Forever and Girl of the Year lines are extremely undiverse. 100% agree. It is so sad. I hope the contemporary line is going to be good and they don't reuse the dolls, because that would be so sad. So but also, even after the contemporary line, we should also get some more dolls of color in the other lines as well. Just because we're getting a contemporary line, it doesn't mean we don't want them in other lines. Then the last one says, Gabriella was a good girl of the year, but her collection was not. I agree with this. It's so sad that they reused her, but she is still such a gorgeous doll. As for her collection, I actually do have some of her collection that I do like, but I do think her collection overall is kind of meh. And her story though, I do think her story tries to focus on so many different things. She has a lot going on, and I wish they would have narrowed down her story a little bit more and cut out the dancing part. I feel like her story could have been better, but it could have been good. They just needed to spend a little bit more time on her. So those are all the unpopular opinions. I hope you enjoyed. Comment down below any unpopular opinions you have, and I will try to make a YouTube version of this video, again with the YouTube comments. For part 4, I don't know, these are just fun videos to make, and I think you guys like them too. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing, and I'll see you in another video. Bye everyone!